Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. The unexpected royal star with no airs and graces.
She doesn't give the impression that she thinks she's important.
And a friendly human touch.
People woke up and saw the side to Sophie that her friends know.
Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, has always had a close relationship with Catherine, Princess of Wales. However, her recent actions toward Catherine have surprised Queen Camilla and have been the subject of much discussion among royal watchers.
It was like a statement by the Queen that Sophie is the real thing.
And become a key player in the King's new-look royal family.
Sophie recently demonstrated her support for Catherine's family in a way that was both subtle and powerful, and it did not go unnoticed. Some people think that this action sends a strong message about loyalty and unity among members of the royal family. What did Sophie do exactly? What was it that caught Camilla off guard? Come with us as we discover the story behind this symbolic act. The quiet strength of Duchess Sophie. Recently, Sophie surprised Queen Camilla with a gesture that many people interpret as a subtle expression of support for Catherine. We will discuss all the details later, but first we need to mention that it is not surprising that Sophie would take this position. She has always prioritized real relationships over royal politics, and given the tensions in the family, it seems true to her character to support Catherine. In the royal world, every appearance, word, and action is scrutinized. However, there are some people, like Sophie, who earn respect without trying to draw attention to themselves. She is known for her quiet strength, loyalty, and consistent support. Sophie has acted as a bridge between Queen Camilla and Princess Catherine, gracefully managing the delicate situation, even though the majority of the attention has been on the relationship between the two women. She has never been one to make a big deal or create drama in public. Instead, she concentrates on genuine connections and provides small but significant gestures of support. As the royal family encounters additional challenges, both in their personal lives and in the public eye, Sophie's role has become increasingly significant. She is demonstrating that she is one of the most undervalued but important members of the family, even though she is not in the spotlight. This is where her ability to maintain harmony in the family, her supportive nature, and her empathetic character are most evident. Duchess Sophie is known for her empathy, which is one of her most defining characteristics. She doesn't have to make loud speeches or use dramatic gestures in order to command a room. Rather, she has a deeper understanding of people and provides assistance where it is most needed. Sophie was there for Princess Catherine during her health challenges, including her recent battle with cancer. She was present in ways that were significant, but she did not draw attention to herself. She has frequently been seen giving Catherine gestures of reassurance, whether through body language or simple acts of kindness. Sophie was there for Catherine when she needed stability, and she provided it through a genuine connection rather than through public displays. Catherine is not the only one. Sophie has shown the same warmth to other family members, such as Queen Camilla. Sophie was a trusted figure throughout Camilla's complicated journey in the royal family. She never distanced herself from others during tough times, and she never made the news for the wrong reasons. Instead, she remained steadfast, which is something that is uncommon in a world where loyalties can shift. One of the main reasons she is so appreciated is her empathy, particularly during a time when the royal family is going through constant change and is under public scrutiny. Support in the royal family is not always about making big gestures. At times, it is important to know when to intervene and when to remain in the background. Sophie has perfected this balance. Sophie became a person that Princess Catherine could rely on, as she had to find her way through royal life without the support of a biological sister. Sophie was one of the few people who really understood what Catherine was going through when she first joined the family. Sophie herself married into the monarchy and had to learn the rules of royal life while being watched by the public all the time. That is the reason their relationship is not forced. It is based on experiences they have in common. Sophie has been one of the few people Catherine can rely on, particularly during difficult times in her life. However, Sophie's unwavering support is not only beneficial to Catherine. Over the years, Queen Camilla has also developed a strong bond with her. Sophie and Camilla have been able to keep a friendly and respectful relationship with each other, even though there are complicated issues within the royal family. Sophie has not taken sides in the various tensions that have arisen. unlike some members of the royal family. Instead, she has remained neutral but supportive, ensuring that both Catherine and Camilla feel that they can rely on her. Many people have called Sophie the older sister that Catherine never had, and there is a reason for that. Their relationship is not solely based on their royal status. It also involves a deeper understanding of one another. Catherine, who was not born into royalty, had to learn how to deal with the demands of being a member of the royal family. Sophie was well aware of what that experience was like. Years earlier, she had encountered the same difficulties. She did not just stand by and watch Catherine struggle. She offered her guidance. Sophie naturally took on the role of helping her navigate royal protocols, giving her advice on balancing motherhood and duty, and simply being there as a friend. Catherine is not the only one who benefits from this relationship. Sophie also finds comfort in her relationship with Catherine. It is a genuine connection that goes beyond formalities and is shared by both parties. They seem to get along easily when they are seen together at events. They are not just pretending to be nice to each other for the cameras. They really do have a sincere feeling of affection for one another. On the other hand, one of the things that makes Sophie unique is her position as the royal family's peacemaker. Someone like Sophie is extremely important in a family as complicated as the British royal family. She is neither the most well-known nor the most discussed person. However, she is essential to maintaining order in the situation. She does not participate in drama or get involved in public controversies. Instead, she concentrates on developing relationships and fostering a feeling of togetherness among family members. Sophie has been one of the few things that have remained the same, even though Catherine and Camilla have had their own issues to deal with. She does not take sides and does not create unnecessary conflict. Rather, she provides support, listens, and stays present, making sure that both women feel appreciated and understood. Her reliability is what makes her one of the family members that everyone trusts the most. Even though she may not always be in the spotlight, her influence is still very strong. However, what did Sophie do to Catherine that was so symbolic that it left Camilla in shock? Keep watching as we explore this topic further. A humble beginning. Sophie has always been a standout member of the royal family, and not just because of her elegance and grace. Her humble beginnings and down-to-earth personality also set her apart. Sophie was raised in a typical middle-class family, which is different from the way many royals are raised, as they are born into privilege. Before taking on her royal responsibilities, she had a good understanding of what it was like to live a normal life, as her father was a tire salesman and her mother was a secretary. Her background has influenced her perspective on life, which is why she is one of the most relatable and dedicated members of the royal family. However, Sophie's journey into the royal family was not one of grandeur and fairy tale romance. In 1987, she met Prince Edward for the first time while she was employed in public relations at Capital Radio. At that time, Edward was actually in a relationship with one of her friends, so nothing happened between them. However, 6 years later, they met again after a charity event, and this time, they ended up together. Their courtship was based on years of friendship, which is likely the reason why they have one of the most stable marriages in the royal family today, as opposed to some royal relationships that move quickly. Sophie did not immediately begin living the life of a full-time royal, even after she married Edward. She continued working for a few years, demonstrating that she was not in a hurry to give up her independence. However, she officially became a full-time member of the royal family in 2002, at which point she took on additional responsibilities within the monarchy. However, Sophie has never become disconnected from the real world, even though she lives in a mansion, has a royal title, and enjoys privileges that most people can only dream of. Jenny Bond, who used to be the royal correspondent for the BBC, remembered meeting Sophie when she was just starting to get noticed by the public as Edward's girlfriend. Sophie was polite, kind, and approachable even back then, and she has remained that way throughout the years. Sophie has maintained her perspective in large part by the way she raises her children. Sophie and Edward have made it clear to their children, Lady Louise Windsor and James, Earl of Wessex, that they will have to work for what they want in life. This is different from other royal parents, who place a lot of importance on titles and royal traditions. Sophie was actually pleased that her daughter was working a seasonal job at a garden center, where she made less than €7 an hour. Sophie believes in hard work and does not want her children to rely solely on their royal status. This simple act demonstrated her values. In addition, while many members of the royal family are involved in charitable work, Sophie goes above and beyond in her contributions. She doesn't show up for photo opportunities, but she does put in the effort. Sophie volunteered with the Royal Voluntary Service during the COVID-19 pandemic, when most people were confined to their homes. She made phone calls to people who were feeling lonely. She kept in touch with some of them even after the pandemic was over, showing that she was not just pretending to help, but that she really cared about them. Sophie, unlike some royals who enjoy being in the public eye, often works behind the scenes and travels incognito to support causes that are important to her. She is now one of the most respected members of the royal family due to her quiet but impactful efforts. Sophie has naturally become closer to Catherine, who also came from a non-royal background because of her humble upbringing, strong work ethic, and genuine kindness. Catherine, like Sophie, grew up in a typical middle-class family and had to deal with the difficulties that come with marrying into a royal family. Sophie is a strong supporter of Catherine and her family because of the deep understanding that has developed between them as a result of their shared experiences. However, let's examine Catherine's background, which explains why she was attracted to Sophie right after she became a member of the royal family. What is surprising is that Catherine's normal upbringing unexpectedly led to an extraordinary bond with Sophie. Catherine may have become a member of the royal family through marriage, but she was not born into it. She is relatable to the public because she comes from a typical middle-class background, just like Sophie. Prior to becoming a royal, she lived a life that was relatively typical, with school, work, and a journey that many people can relate to. This is the reason that Sophie and she have so much in common, and it is also the reason that Sophie's recent symbolic act toward Catherine's family was so significant. Catherine was born in Reading, England, but she spent her childhood in Bucklebury, Berkshire. Catherine's upbringing was much more ordinary than Prince William's, who was raised in palaces and surrounded by royal traditions from the time he was born. Michael and Carol Middleton, her parents, put in a lot of effort to ensure that their children had a good life. Catherine learned the importance of hard work and determination at a young age because they built their family business, Party Pieces, from the ground up. Before going on to Marlborough College, she went to St. Andrew's School, where she was known for being a student who worked hard and was well liked by her classmates. However, it was while she was studying at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland that her life began to take a royal turn. In 2001, she met Prince William there. They began as friends, but their relationship eventually developed into something deeper.
It was about 3 weeks ago on a holiday in Kenya. We had a little private time away together with some friends, and I just decided that it was the right time, really.
Catherine was already becoming a well-known figure in the media by the time she graduated in 2005 with a degree in art history because of her connection with William. However, she did not hurry into royal life, even with all the attention she received. She worked for her parents' company and also did charity work, among other jobs. She wasn't handed her role on a silver platter. Before she could officially become a member of the royal family, she had to forge her own path. However, being in a relationship comes with its own set of challenges. For example, Catherine and William's relationship had its ups and downs, including a highly publicized breakup in 2007, but they eventually got back together. The world was completely captivated by Catherine when her engagement was announced in November 2010. People were impressed by her composure, her elegance, and the way she carried herself with grace, even when she was under intense public scrutiny. On April 29, 2011, she married Prince William at Westminster Abbey in a ceremony that was watched by millions of people around the world. This is when she officially became the Duchess of Cambridge.
She had to step into his shoes. She's been working at his right hand.
It was a momentous occasion, but for Catherine, it was not just about the fairy tale wedding. It was also about the beginning of a lifelong commitment to royal responsibilities and public service. She and William have created a solid family together over the years. William's children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are being raised in the public eye, just like William was when he was a child. Catherine has been actively involved in raising them while also managing her duties as a senior royal. From the moment Catherine married into the royal family, she demonstrated that she was not just there to wave from balconies and attend glamorous events. She was dedicated to her position and concentrated on issues that were genuinely important to her. Early childhood development is one of her greatest passions.
My name is
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Have you got a copy?
I have a flower.
Yeah, it's very famous. Would you like mine?
Yes.
Additionally, she has devoted a significant portion of her charitable efforts to assisting families and young children. She has worked on projects through the Royal Foundation that are intended to improve mental health support for children.
How old are you? You're 4? Very nice to meet you.
Make resources available to parents and inform them about the significance of early childhood education. Catherine is also a supporter of more than 20 charitable and military organizations, including the Anna Freud Center, Action for Children, Sports Ed, and the National Portrait Gallery. She thinks that this platform can be used to create positive change. Furthermore, she is not hesitant to get involved in her work. Catherine is very engaged in the causes she supports, whether she is visiting a children's hospital, meeting with families to listen to their challenges, or advocating for improved mental health support. In April 2016, she started a mental health awareness campaign called Heads Together with William and Harry.
Why Heads Together and why mental health?
It was your idea.
It was your idea.
It's a common thread, wasn't it? Mental health sort of seemed to run between.
Mental health appeared to be a common theme throughout the various designs that were created to encourage people to discuss their challenges without feeling ashamed. The campaign received a lot of positive feedback and helped to start important discussions about mental health, not only in the UK, but also around the world. However, being a member of the royal family comes with a lot of advantages, but it also comes with a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to dealing with the media. Catherine has been in the public eye ever since her relationship with William was made public, and she has had to deal with constant attention from the media. The media has kept a close eye on her every action, including her clothing choices and parenting style. In fact, her impact on fashion has been so great that it has been referred to as the Kate Middleton effect.
With suits. Since she came back to royal duties at the beginning of September, Catherine has been wearing suits or pants to every single royal engagement,
which is a phenomenon in which items she wears sell out within hours. Additionally, both British and American fashion brands have profited from her talent for setting trends without putting in any effort. However, even though she has accepted her position as a public figure, she has also made a concerted effort to keep her family and herself out of the public eye. William and she have been very protective of their children, making sure that they have as normal a childhood as possible, even though they are members of the royal family. Catherine has managed to maintain this balance between her public responsibilities and her personal boundaries with grace, even though it has not always been easy. However, in September 2022, everything changed again for Catherine when King Charles III officially named William the Prince of Wales. This title had previously been held by Charles himself. This made Catherine the Princess of Wales, a title that had not been used since Princess Diana passed away. There were many expectations that came with taking on this title. Diana was adored by the public, and many people considered her to be the people's princess. It was only natural that comparisons would be made between Catherine and Diana. However, instead of attempting to replicate Diana's legacy, Catherine has chosen to forge her own path by concentrating on her individual strengths and interests. She has remained dedicated to charitable work as the Princess of Wales, with a particular focus on early childhood development and mental health awareness. She has also taken on additional responsibilities within the royal family, including representing the monarchy on official tours and engagements. However, considering Catherine's transformation from an ordinary girl in Berkshire to the future Queen of England, it is not surprising that she and Sophie have a strong understanding of what it means to adjust to life as a member of the royal family. Both women had to deal with the difficulties of becoming members of the royal family while remaining true to who they are. Sophie, who has been a member of the royal family for a longer period of time, is frequently viewed as a mentor to Catherine. She understands the challenges of balancing royal responsibilities, public expectations, and personal values. That is the reason why her recent symbolic act toward Catherine's family was so important. Sophie made a clear statement by showing her support at a time when the royal family was the subject of public speculation regarding the tensions within the family. It demonstrated that she is a strong supporter of Catherine, which reinforces the notion that the royal family is not solely about hierarchy and titles, but also about personal relationships and loyalty. This may have caught Queen Camilla off guard, as she has put in a lot of effort to secure her place in the monarchy. Sophie and Catherine have a close relationship, which demonstrates a different way of dealing with royal life. This approach emphasizes the importance of genuine service, quiet strength, and deep connections, while she has her own way of doing things. This is the most fascinating part, the symbolic act that left Camilla in shock. Sophie and Catherine's relationship has developed over the years, and royal experts frequently refer to Sophie as a mentor and an older sister figure to Catherine. They have been spotted together at public events on numerous occasions, and they consistently seem to be at ease and friendly with one another. During the Remembrance Sunday service in November 2024, a moment occurred that drew the attention of everyone present. While the royals were on the balcony of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office paying tribute to the fallen soldiers, cameras recorded a moment between Sophie and Catherine that was very important. Sophie quietly placed her hand on Catherine's back as they were getting ready to leave. It was a gentle but strong way of showing support. In the majority of families, this kind of gesture would be completely normal, something that someone would do without thinking for someone they care about. However, it was noticeable in the royal family, where every action is meticulously calculated and regulated. It is uncommon for senior royals to show affection in public, particularly in formal situations. What was it about Sophie's act of kindness that made it so significant? To begin with, it demonstrated how strong their relationship was. Sophie and Catherine's relationship is one of genuine warmth and trust, which makes it stand out from the rest of the family, who have experienced their fair share of conflicts, rivalries, and tensions. Catherine has found a true ally in Sophie, unlike other royal women who have struggled with in-laws and palace politics. It also demonstrated the evolving dynamics among the members of the royal family. Traditionally, the royal household has been controlled by powerful and influential figures such as Queen Elizabeth II and, more recently, Queen Camilla. However, there is a significant change taking place now that King Charles III is the reigning monarch. Sophie has shown her steadfast support for Catherine, which indicates that she is part of the new generation of royals led by William and Catherine, who are taking on more important positions. For many people who were watching the royal family, Sophie's act was not just about comforting Catherine in that moment. It was also a symbolic statement. There have been rumors about conflicts within the royal family for many years, especially concerning the role of Queen Camilla. Catherine has always been respectful and dutiful, but some people think that there is a hidden power struggle going on behind the palace doors. Sophie could be sending a message that is both subtle and clear by publicly showing her support. By demonstrating her support for Catherine, she made it clear where her loyalties are. According to some experts, Camilla may not have been pleased with this, as she has put in a lot of effort to secure her position in the royal family after years of being criticized by the public. Camilla has gradually become more accepted, but she does not have the same kind of effortless public admiration that Catherine has. Catherine, who is frequently referred to as the modern face of the monarchy, has become one of the most cherished members of the royal family. She has devoted herself to important causes such as early childhood development, mental health awareness, and providing support to military families. Catherine has built her reputation on grace, patience, and dedication, unlike Camilla, who has faced decades of controversy because of her history with King Charles. This difference may have been demonstrated by Sophie's gesture. By publicly supporting Catherine in such a clear manner, she solidified Catherine's position as the future queen consort and as an important figure in the current monarchy. Additionally, Sophie's experience in the royal family has been characterized by a sense of quiet strength. She did not seek the spotlight or demand attention, unlike other royal wives. Rather, she put in a lot of effort behind the scenes, demonstrating her loyalty and dedication over time. Sophie was one of the late Queen Elizabeth II's most trusted family members throughout her reign. She was often seen with Her Majesty at events and was regarded as one of the Queen's most trusted advisors. Sophie became even more important after the Queen died. She has remained committed to her royal responsibilities as the Duchess of Edinburgh, concentrating on issues such as gender equality, vision impairment, and providing assistance to survivors of sexual violence in areas of conflict. Catherine has also accepted her responsibilities with a calm sense of determination. She has demonstrated a natural ability to connect with the public, from her early days as a royal to her current position as Princess of Wales. Sophie and Catherine are both part of a new generation of royal women. Women who appreciate the significance of duty, but also place importance on being genuine and having a personal connection. They have a relationship that is based on shared experiences, mutual respect, and a genuine understanding of the pressures they both face, rather than on power struggles or competition. What do you think Sophie's gesture was really trying to say? Do you believe that the royal family is becoming more open and supportive in public? Or was this simply an unusual moment that happened to be recorded? Leave it in the comments section below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more content. In addition, you should click on the next video that appears on your screen. You will find it enjoyable.